like little ones like this, right?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
So those are like concentrated sugar pills. Yeah, so they have different places carries the one that you dissolve in the hot water and drink it, or you just pop it like
Swallow it. Yeah.
take it. So yeah, and depend on your condition too. So if you have like cold stomach, it might be good to sip on the warm drink. So it's
Right.
depend on your yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe somewhere down the line you can include
Yeah.
some training in that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Or that probably be a 101 stuff because
Yeah.
you know, so actually you have to like do, I need to, you know, ask you questions, and we'll be talking about your conditions in detail, so that will be
Okay.
like a, yeah,
Okay.
like
Great.
private like conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right.
Akiyo?
Yes.
So there was a time when I was trying to have my tinnitus fixed that I went to lots of various Chinese medical doctors, on and on and on. Every time they gave me the most stinky teeth. I mean, you know, and I brewed it up, and it was so stinky, and I drank it, but it was not pleasant.
Yeah, yeah. I can't personally do it either. So I'm like, I'm not, unless you really want to do it, then like it may not be me that you want to talk to. So, but yeah.
Was it mushrooms or what was it? What is it that's so stinky?
No, it could be like a different herbs have really strong
Yes.
root. Yeah, it can be really bitter. Some of them are actually tasty, but not, yeah, some of them.
Not many.
Akiyo,
Yeah, good.
could it be valerian root? When you cook it up, it smells like old gym socks.
Oh.
Akiyo,
Go ahead.
can I say something
Yeah.
about tinnitus?
Uh-huh.
Because Susie, I have tinnitus too. And if you Google it, if you just Google tinnitus, it'll tell you exactly, what happened, how you got it, what it is, and it'll tell you the great things is about what foods cause you to have tinnitus. And the number one cause of tinnitus it has on that Google site is stress.
Yep.
So, yeah, so of course, that's one thing that you can work on. The other things that really bother tinnitus or cause it to be louder in your head is sugar, chocolate, and several other foods that you can either monitor or stop, and it will stop the tinnitus. Now it'll gradually, if you do the food thing, it'll quiet it down. But then when you have tons of stress, it'll pop up again, and it's because your inner ear, those little hair follicles have been destroyed. The other thing is that there's many medicines. If you Google your medicine, like anything like aspirin, let's say, you Google it and you scroll down to the side effects, and at the end, usually at the bottom of the side effects, it'll say causes tinnitus. Yeah, you have to go to the very end, and it'll say it causes tinnitus, because that's where I got it, was from right after I took a new medication, and it happened to be an antidepressant, and within 2 weeks my head was blasting, and I looked it up on Google, and there it was, tinnitus. So
have you been able to stop the ringing?
Yeah, it never stopped 100%. It goes along, of course, when I have too much chocolate, or when I have too much, sugar, and when get stressed, then I can hear it back again.
Wow, thank you.
But like today, I don't have it.
Yeah, that's great.
Wow, yes.
Miracle. Thank you.
Only
Wow.
Things
I
can
learned something.
days ago, when I was stressed, I could hear it. So it is very difficult to get rid of. It has a lot of terrible things you could do to yourself to get rid of it, but it really is there's no real cure. But Google it and
I
then
will.
yes,
Yes.
and
Thank you.
Google the medicine you take and see, because doctors can switch your medicines around so that it doesn't have so much of it, whatever it is that's causing. Anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, so
Oh.
that's another thing. If you take multiple medications, occasionally it's great to check if they are compatible or is it if they're okay to take with. So I think it's really important to check with your doctor.
Yeah.
Here, this is what I'm taking, and like, can you, review and make sure they're.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But a lot of that
Yeah.
stuff, we have to be responsible for looking up our own stuff these days. Because we might take, like I take a lot of vitamins and all
Right.
kinds of stuff. I mean, my doctor doesn't prescribe that, but they may interfere or have whatever it is.
Supplements and
Yeah. Anyway, that's it.
Thank you.
Good tips. Thank you, Diana.
great, thank you.
Just on this subject, next Wednesday at 12:10, and you should have gotten the email, will be just USC pharmaceutical students are giving a presentation on how to take your medication. So if you are interested in that, email Frank and he'll give you the link.
That's great. That's perfect. Yeah, so it's really important. And also like the food interaction and other drug interaction with supplements, because there's so many supplements that it's available. So pressure point can work, alleviate tinnitus condition. So in Chinese medicine point of view for tinnitus can be caused by different things, but mainly caused by the kidney deficiency or liver, stagnant qi from the liver. So kidney is more due to like bladder issues, like you're running out of your energy, and they tend to, according to their text, I don't know, but they tend to have the tinnitus caused by the kidney issues tend to have a lower tone, and the caused by the liver qi stagnation, which is stress, tend to have a higher pitch. So those are the different. So, but I never seen anybody with I haven't treated anybody with the tinnitus yet, so I don't know. I don't have the clinical experience on that either, on that yet. So
Well,
Thank you.
I can tell you it is high in your head. Yeah. I mean, mine was really loud.
Mm.
I mean, yeah.
So before we move on, I wanted to show you a little. We're all getting vaccinated, and we all want to go out there. And I just wanted to make sure that you have, so this is not my guideline, this is CDC guideline. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, what they say about the vaccination. And I feel like I'm actually personally afraid that, people get too excited about getting together and, we might mess up again. So be careful being out there. So I just made a little um, slideshow. Here. Okay. So can you see it?
Yes.
Let me. So why is it not working? Can't see my cursor. No. come back. Okay, so wait, sorry, I'm gonna stop share. Can't see my cursor. Sorry. I stop share. Oh, there. Okay, now it's working. Good. Okay, so okay, so you all know that fully vaccinated means 2 weeks after your last dose. If you have two dose series, then 2 weeks after your second dose. And if you have a one just dose vaccine, then it's 2 weeks after your vaccination. So what that means for what they know is you should still be careful in public, wear a mask, keeping the 6 feet apart. And also, I think, I mean, nobody knows, like, if you're vaccinated, like, nobody knows that you are. So I think it is important just to wear the mask, not only to protect yourself, but to show others that you are doing, you know, what you're supposed to do. So, and they were saying you should take those precautions where whenever you are in public or gathering with unvaccinated people from more than one other household, and of course visiting with the other. I think it's it's common sense, but if you're visiting somebody at higher risk, that you need to be cautious. And you should still, again, avoid medium to large size gatherings. You should still delay domestic and international travel. And you should always check back in CDC guideline. I mean, that's our like gold standard right now. So what they say, I think we need to inform ourselves. They are constantly updating their data. So and at the bottom, that's the link for the site that I took this out of. And if you go into work, make sure you follow the guideline of your workplace. And so what we know and what we're still learning about, we know that COVID-19 vaccine are effective at preventing COVID-19 disease. And it says especially severe illness and death. So it doesn't really say that you're never going to catch it, right? So we still be, I think we should still take this as you're minimizing your risk, but we just don't know. We're still learning how effective the vaccine are against variants. So there's we have different variants, and even the flu vaccine, we have to take it every year. So we know that other preventive steps help. So I mean, it's good to wash your hands anyway. So washing hands and wear a mask. So the early data shows vaccine may help keep people spreading COVID-19, but we're learning more as more people get vaccinated. So, and I think this is the last one. And we're still learning how long, again, the COVID-19 vaccine can protect people. So are we going to do this every year, or are we going to do this every couple months? We don't know. So that's it. Just wanted to share that. And I lost my, there, stop share. Okay. Any input or any stuff you want to add on this?
Yes, at Kaiser, they say that you can actually transmit you can transmit to others. You might not get COVID-19, but you can still be a carrier of it. And that's why
Yes.
they handed out masks when they were vaccinating us.
Yeah.
So I don't know that's what the CDC says, but that's what.
Well, I was trying to find that on CDC site, but I did hear that you may not get it, or you could get it, but you may not have a severe symptoms, but you could still get it, and also you could still give it to others, even though if you're not sick. It's the same thing as you could be a asymptomatic carrier, right? It's being the same. So just be aware, and also as kind of display, because I get paranoid if there are people like start talking to me without mask. I'm like, so I'm a little bit on this, a little, kind of
I think you should be. I mean, I was in the Safeway this afternoon and some old man masked down to here. And I just turned to him and I said, sir, you need to have your mask up. And he goes, oh, phooey. And the checker said, no, sir, you need to have your mask up or you can leave. And, oh, okay. So, I mean, if you nicely remind people that they're not wearing the masks properly, why have a mask on? You're not going to wear it properly. You're not doing any good to yourself or others. Yeah.
So I wear a mask with a message.
Ah,
That's cute. That's cute.
So but just be safe. Now we're like 50% capacity in the restaurants too. So I'm like, I don't know. So
When did that go up?
when?
When did it go up?
I think last week. No, this week. I
This
think
week.
it's Monday.
This week, yeah.
Really? Wow. Yeah, it does change every day because the last thing I saw was 25%. But I'm not
So
going to go
it
inside a restaurant, so.
could be
San Francisco's in the orange level, right? Which is the
Right.
50% level.
orange.
Yes.
Yep.
We'll see after this next weekend, Easter weekend.
Or spring break,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, well, those kids that all went down to Florida, the East Coast is going to be, I don't even want to think about it.
Let's just wait and see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, they all go home somewhere, so.
Yeah.
It'll be
A
spread
lot
all
of
over.
them came from here, Northern and Southern California.
Really?
Yeah. Spring break, maybe.
Well, we'll see.
Okay, so today, besides sharing that slides, my focus is to kind of organize, review the movement and the self-care techniques that how can you all put together your own stuff. So so your routine, whatever you come up with, needs to be doable for you, right? Because if you plan something but you hate doing it, it's not gonna work. So what's good is what that you would do. So I mean, then maybe you should start with pulling all your toes after you take the shower. That's where you're gonna start. If that's if that's all you're comfortable with, then start with whatever you're comfortable with. Make sure it's not hurting you. So nothing should hurt anywhere or cause discomfort. Always when you're doing the either stretch or foot massage or whatever you're doing, make sure that you use all kinds of props or whatever to make sure your body position is comfortable. Yeah. So those are the things that, I mean, nothing should hurt. Like if it hurts or if it's uncomfortable mentally and physically, don't do it. Don't do it. There's always like, we've been doing, there's always a alternative way to do it. So is there anything that you like to know? There's different ways to do this. How can I do this in different ways or anything like that? Do you have anything, or do you have any routine that you came up with or you just started doing that is um is working for you? It's working in the sense that you are able to do it every day. Like I know what we know, Diane, you do your daily foot routine, right? Every day. Yeah. So that's, something like that. Do you guys have anything to share, or do you want to?
I could share that I started dry brushing, and I
Uh-huh.
also, after I do the dry brush, when I get in the tub, I do wet brushing too.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't
And
looked up. Yeah, I haven't looked up. Because you can do wet or dry brushing, and I do
Mhm.
both.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like I feel better, and I think my health is going up, and I like that we have a lot of information to understand how to do it, and yeah, I think it's helping.
That's great. Great.
Yeah,
And that's something that's doable and it's easy to just keep doing.
yes.
Okay. And your skin feels okay. It doesn't irritate or.
Um. Well, occasionally, see, like even the exercises, I don't know that I have pain until later.
Right. True.
So I
Yep.
don't. So that's how my body operates.
Mm-hmm.
So I just keep. Yes. Go
No,
ahead.
go ahead. Oh no,
Uh,
so the dry brushing versus wet brushing. Wet brushing is a little more kind of invasive in a way because your skin gets soft when it's wet. So when you're brushing, that's more kind of invasive to your skin. So dry brushing might be a good place to start. Um, and when you do it gently. So yeah, that's what I was going to say about the brushing.
Thank you.
Yeah, is
I
there any that you were going to say?
I just like that when I'm done dry brushing that I can clean the brush too, and I only do select places with the wet brush,
I see.
like my feet or my underarms, and
Mm-hmm.
anyway, yeah.
Oh,
But then it gets all clean after the
mhm.
dry brush.
Right. All right. Anything else? Anybody else? Do you have a routine? You have a daily routine?
Do this one
Oh, there
on
it goes.
this. Yeah,
Have
I
you
like
noticed?
this one. This one feels good. I like that.
Okay.
And I just get
Has,
really deep.
has it changed your like shoulder neck issues or any like range of movement, or have you noticed any differences since you started that?
Yeah, I think so. I always had this problem, and I think I
Mm.
mentioned it to you. It's my what is that, rotator cuff or what?
Okay.
And
Mhm.
it seems to be less, if any, pain.
That's
So
great.
I think by doing this, it all adds up to all the different body parts, I guess.
So a lot of shoulder issues are, unless you're athlete and you like injured or you have athletic injury, but if you like do your regular living, a lot of shoulder issues comes from us kind
Hunched
of slow.
over.
It's this is living, right? I mean, everything like the modern life is this, and also this is the protective. If you're like out there, you don't want to be walking around with like, here, eat my internal organ, right? So I mean, that's our um default. I mean, this is like, you have to protect your organs and protect from the attackers. I mean, that's like, it's that's in our brain. So this gets shortened and this gets tightened and tension, and the shoulder is made of front part and back part. So if the front part is shrunk and this is pulled, that causes the imbalance in the musculature. So yeah, so I would think just trying to get this open would solve a lot of shoulder issues or common shoulder issues. So cool, thank you. The daily routine, always think about, remember we earlier we talked about the front part and back part, like front and back, biceps and triceps, lifting up muscles and pulling down muscles. There's always the opposing muscles. Always think about opposing muscles. So when you stretch your front part of your thigh, make sure you stretch the hamstrings too. So always think about the both side. Any stretching that you want to, let's get the anything that you want to review, any body parts or any, go ahead, Susie.
You're muted.
You're muted. Unmute, Susie.
I have stiff neck, which is resulting in pain in my neck. And I don't really, I mean, I know I can do things, but I don't get how I would work on that with what you're saying right now, the front part and the back part.
So when you do this, the same thing, this gets really tight because your back of your neck muscle has to work really hard to keep your head up, right? So, and this gets, when we do this, right, this gets shortened. So when we do a part of the chest exercise, we did a lot of pulling your breastbone down as you stretch this. So opening the front part of your throat.
Yeah.
Right. We did the breathe in. As you breathe out, your hand's gonna push this down and you are pulling your chin up. So we did that for a couple breaths, like 3 to 5 breaths. And you could also get the diagonal, right? So you are pushing this down and you are gonna aim your chin. So it's like one opposite direction. So this is going down in diagonal. You're gonna go up in diagonal. So stretches this. Same thing on this side. So you wanna start really gentle, but instead of getting all this worked on, try stretching these areas first.
Okay, I can do that. Thank you.
And also the ear points. So remember the ear massage that we talked about?
Yep.
So right at your there. So here's the earlobe, where earlobe gets the on the outside, right? Can you, right? This area is the like the occipital back of your neck area. So you could just really pinch it, massage it.
Okay.
So the entire body is in your ear. So you could play with, try massaging around. So remember this was upside down person. So this is the head and this is the legs. And this ridge right here is the spine. So if you have back issues, a mid back, this is like, try like the mid part of the ear, lower back, more like right there.
How about
And
the shoulder?
I'm sorry?
How about the shoulder?
Shoulders are little bit below. So, if you think about where is shoulder compared to your neck, so it's like a little bit below your neck, right? So it would be a little bit above the neck area. So it's like it's all, so this is occipital area. So go up around here. That would be shoulder
Thanks.
area.
Yeah.
So there's always, you can't like, it's like the worst case scenario is nothing happens. So just do it and see what happens.
Can't lose with your ears.
Huh?
Can't lose with your ears.
No.
Great, thank you.
So that's something, it's like you don't have to do much, but like, just like also pinch and touch and see if you have any like tender points. Like if you have tender points, just kind of work on it. Just work that tender points. Yep.
What's with the elbow? I have a very sore right elbow. It's in the creek where you bend it, and then over to it hurts. It's really painful. I'm wondering if it might not be arthritis.
On the bone or it's in.
Hold on, I'm just not feeling so good. Don't look so good. Right in here, right in the top part. And it really gets painful, really hot, and
when you're lifting, I mean that's where you use it. So it could be coming from like gripping. Like, are you watering your plants with the big bucket?
Yeah, that could be it.
Mm-hmm. So
what's in there? God, it hurts like.
So the stretching will be, when you do the stretching, forearm stretching, don't pull on your fingers, but pull on your palm. I have crazy flexibility, so don't bend it like I do, but it's the push.
Well, that is the opposite, isn't it? Yeah.
Go this way in 3 ways, right? Then you could go up this way. Right? So palm side up and push in. Palm side down and push up. And do. And make sure your elbows kind of locked so you could pull this. And you could also do, like, as a self massage, you could put the lotion on and use this part of your, so you can sink in and just kind of work that area.
Yeah, I've been doing that. Thank you. Yeah.
But I think it's coming from a lot of heavy lifting with the,
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Sure. So that's the arms. So actually, those are good guys for when you're doing a lot of keyboard stuff when you're typing. So, and also when you do a typing, your hands are used to being crunching. So don't do a lot of gripping stuff, but focus on opening your fingers. So work on the opening, squeeze it open. So you're stimulating this opening finger muscles, right? So instead of gripping, think about pushing open, 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 open. So it's not even from here, but from here and open more, open more, open more. Yeah. So you feel it like in these areas, right? So, yeah, that's shoulders. You could always do the rowing. So think about pulling your shoulders and elbows with the shoulder blades, right? So it's not just your arms, not like this, but opening. So you are getting elbows back, shoulders down. So if you think about your shoulder blades moving, you can't shrug, right? So you have to keep your shoulders down to do this. Same thing with pulling down. So that's like the shoulder area stuff. Um, how was the floor? How's the floor exercise?
Really good. I like that.
Good.
Yes.
Any modification that you need for different things? Are you guys good?
Been able
Lower
to
back.
do it. Yes.
Okay.
You explained
Yes.
my modifications last week, which I appreciate.
Oh, good, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have spine, different parts that you might have arthritis or fused bones. So fused bone, they don't,
Right.
they are not flexible. So make sure you don't add that force, and also be careful when you're twisting. But make sure when you're lying on your back and you're moving your legs, make sure you're engaging your abdominal muscle
Or
before you move your legs. So don't just throw your legs apart. So think about, engaging this area, right?
right.
When you lift, you go, then lift, right? And when you're doing twisting, think about elongation first. So you want to really keep your spine tall before twist. So don't be slouching and do the twisting. Pull and twist. Yeah. So the floor stuff is good. Any other stuff? So what would be a good, okay, chewing. How are you guys doing with the chewing? Remember talking, remember we talked about the chewing?
No.
Okay, chewing, that's where the digestion starts. And we don't chew. Like, I know we don't chew enough. So, by chewing more, because our stomach and digestive system work so hard. And if we just chew like 3 chew, swallow, and there's more like extra work, like you now like stomach is doing what the mouth is supposed to be doing. Stomach is doing the extra work. And the chewing, the saliva has amylase, which starts the starch digestion. So by chewing and grinding and making that food smaller particles, that helps your stomach and digestive system. So your digestive system works every day and works so hard. So help them out. So when you're eating, it is hard to do, but have one bite, put your utensils down and chew. Don't like keep working chewing and cutting another piece and eat. Put your utensil down, your chopsticks down, whatever. Put your burger down on the plate and chew. So the chewing is medicine. So chewing is very important. So if you don't want to do anything, try to chew a little more. And that you're already doing something good to your tummy. Okay. So that's the chewing. So I think that's the easiest thing you could do. Okay. I think that's, should we take a break? It's 5:02. So let's take a break. And do you want to do what kind of, I can just do some like bunch of different movement. And if you guys think about any questions, just unmute yourself and yeah. Okay. So let's come back in 5 minutes.
All right.
Maybe standing. Yeah. Let's do some standing exercise. Okay. All right. Get some water. And I will put in the chat. It is 5:03. Be back at 5:08. Okay.
What's going on, Deb?
So Akiyo, so you want to go for next week?
Yeah, I think so. 'Cause yeah, if
Okay.
everybody, prepared to be, then yeah,
Okay, and then I'll let Frank know you're taking a 2-week break, and then you
Yeah.
guys will talk after that.
maybe 2 weeks, maybe, yeah.
Okay. Give you some
well-
time to kind of get your head together and all that kind of stuff. That'll be good. I'm just, what my thoughts are though. If Frank advertises it, you're going to get more people in this class.
Yeah, but I kind of like 25.
I mean, we basically were at 25 today.
Yeah.
I mean, you could potentially get 30 or 35.
Mhm.
I'm just throwing that out at you.
Yeah.
Versus,
But yeah, I like, because we can all fit in one screen, that I don't
Right.
have to like.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. That if everybody here wants to come back for the next session, that potentially could be 25 people.
Yeah. Yep. But we'll see. Are we ready? Is it 5:09?
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Everybody up?
Yeah. So I just want to maybe go over different things you can do. Standing is, and we talked about the walking mechanism, right? So has anybody took a walk thinking that stuff that we went over, like your upper body is kind of balancing your lower body, your back legs is kicking forward to push you forward? Have you tried it? When you're walking? Okay, this week you will.
Different thoughts.
The squats are the easiest thing you could do. And make sure if you have knee issues, back issues, again, make sure this is not going to hurt. So the right squat, I'm a squat police. So I am, want to make sure everybody do the right squat. So squat, a bad squat. I'm going to go lower. You can't see my face, but it doesn't matter. Bad squat. Don't do this. Don't do this. Is this, right? This looks painful, and this just don't look good. So when your knee, when your knee go beyond your foot, you put a lot of pressure on your kneecap, and that hurts. You don't want to do that. So the first thing you think about when you do squat is to think about pushing your butt back, right? And then do the squat. So if you might want to hold on to something solid. You don't have to if you feel secure, but keep your feet about your hip width apart, chest up, butt out, knees bent to your comfort. You don't have to go all the way down and come up. So your weight is always more towards your heels. So you don't want to grip with your toes. You don't want to move your weight towards your toes, right? So stay back and up towards your heels, chest up. So if this hurts your knees, you need to do is just do this or very small. Very small. Okay. And running out of battery. I need to plug my computer in. Hold on a second.
Alert from low battery.
See, sorry. There. Okay. So that's a squat. So, and let's do squat with the different, so straightforward squat. You could also do turn your toes out and do the squat. So whatever you're doing when you're bending your leg, you want your knees to move towards where your toes are pointing at, right? So straight leg, knees are pointing forward. If your toes are out, your knees are gonna point out, right? So I'm sure you could feel it's working the different muscle groups, right? So it's always good to kind of add different rotations. And you could also do, this is hard, so you might want to make sure that you don't lose balance, but toes are in. When your toes are in, your knee's going to come forward toward where your toes are pointing. So your knee's going to come toward each other naturally, right? So that's in and toes straight and toes out, right? You could also, if you're comfortable taking the wide stance, this is good for your core strength, but make sure when you're having the wider stance that you're comfortable, okay? And your feet are flat, and you could start with, again, when you're bending your knees, make sure your butt goes back, right? One side, up, other side, up. You do stuff like this, one side, just to kind of get used to moving a little more dynamically and smoothly. Okay. And you could add a little stretch if you want to. This kind of adds the inner thigh stretch of the inside of your straightened leg. Right? So that's like this squat combinations. And also you could add a little stepping forward and back. This is kind of like one leg squat or the lunge, but when you lunge forward, again, I'm always saying the same thing. Make sure you are, when you land, you don't lean forward. You are staying on like the bottom half or towards your heel, part of your foot, okay? And back. So you can start with keeping your back leg straight, right? Then you're gonna step forward, using this leg to push off, come back to the center. Switch, forward and back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Last one. Same thing you did forward and back, you could do side to side. So you could go here, back to the center, other side, back, side, 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 and side. Good. All right, so let's, any questions so far? Oh, good? Oh, good? Okay. Let's do a little stretch. You could do, so you are holding on to solid chair. Make sure your chair doesn't have any wheels at the bottom. So solid chair, a kitchen countertop or a table or headboard of a bed, whatever, or solid bookshelf. So all you're gonna do is stand about, I don't know, that much further away from the chair. And all you're gonna do is keep your torso straight, bring your chest down towards your hand. And by keeping your legs straight and back flat, you should feel a stretch behind on your glute area and maybe also down onto your hamstrings. Right? And you could add the breathing. So breathe out as you feel the stretch and hold for until you breathe out completely. Slowly breathing, come back up slowly. Breathe out. Right? And according to your comfort level, you could go either wider or narrower with your stance, but make sure you're comfortable. Okay?
Are your knees locked?
Yes, your knees are straight.
Thank you.
So your knees are straight to get this back of your legs stretched. So if this is happening, you can't get that many parts stretched. So you have to anchor the one side of the muscle and pull the other to stretch. So then, if you want, you could shift to one side to the other. So when you do this, make sure you're not looking down. So it's your chest is down, but your head is naturally kind of forward and slightly down. So make sure you're keeping the natural curve of your neck. Okay. So now be careful if you have back issues, but you are going to round your back and arch your back. So this is arching,
Okay.
kind of like flat, and you are trying to push this part up. So you're tucking your pelvis forward. So this stretches your lower back. But make sure this is a comfortable stretch. So round your back, slowly, chest forward and straighten. Round, keep breathing. So maybe breathe out here. Release and breathe in. And arch, breathe out. In, breathe out. Okay. And of course, we all know the calf stretch. So chest is up. Make sure back heel, back foot is flat. Right? So you should feel stretch on the back calf. So that's the calf stretch. And back. Okay, one more each way. And switch again. Okay. So the opposing movement to the calf stretch is to that you're using the calf, right? So stretching and contraction. What contracts the calf muscle is the toe raises, right? That's when you are using the calf muscle. So when you do a light squats, maybe do 10, 15, whatever you're comfortable with, and you can add toe raises. And when you do the toe raises, you could also arrange the direction of the orientation of your feet, right? So you could go toes out and do the calf stretch. And you can feel slightly different effect, right? Get your toes in and do the toe raises. So you can warm up your calf that way. Then you could get into calf stretch too. Just just another way too. And when you do the stretch, it's always good to have your muscles warm. So you don't want to do a heavy stretch first thing in the morning when you're just kind of do a light stretch or a light movement is better first thing in the morning when all your muscles are stiff. So stretches are good to do after you went out for a walk or after you kind of moved around a little bit or before you go to sleep because your muscles are warm. So, any
Yes,
questions?
Akiyo, on that calf stretch, again, to make sure you get the hip flexor, stick out your chest a little more.
Yes. So to get the hip flexor while you're getting the calf stretch,
Right.
right? So you're stretching this. You could just kind of lean back a little more to get this, or you could, if you're comfortable, you can drop your knee.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Good.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else? So maybe next week I should just kind of run a routine. So we could do a seated, we can do a standing, we can do some arms, we can do some stuff, maybe like 45-minute routine, and we can discuss. And if you want to ask anything or, yeah, okay, good.
Sounds good.
Good idea.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
How you guys feeling? We could do arm stuff. We haven't done some arm strengthening stuff. Those are really good ones too. We could do that too. All right. So be safe out there and chew. So I think
Right.
it's funny, but it's good for you.
That's why I'm not entering any food eating contests anymore.
I know, right? Because you have to chew. Yeah.
That's
So
the best advice. I have been chewing.
oh, good, very good. So this week, chew more, and when you walk, think about arm and legs, right? That walking mechanism. Also, the role or function of the back leg, right? Because when you walk, the back leg is what's pushing you forward, helping you, and it's like kicking back, right? So engage your butt when you walk.
Great, thanks.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Good.
Thanks a lot.
Good,
So
good.
So next week, just be prepared to move a little bit more than usual. So have a comfortable stuff in a solid
And
chair.
water. Water.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
Thank
Very good.
you. Well,
Good.
see you next week.
I can see you next week.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good. Okay. Thanks again.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Take care now.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay. Hmm. Yeah. And Commander.
Thank you.